Hello everyone and thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever I've got to bring to you, as long as it's posted and as long as it is Arsenal related. About here at the Arsenal chapter, with me, your very host, KALS, as I'm definitely here to give you the latest of information coming through, and definitely we've got a bit of information from the one and only long time Arsenal target Rafinha, and also the Brazilian superstar Bitello. I will remember that Arsenal has already landed a few signings, Kai Havertz being one of them, who goes for something like he was signed at £65 million, and not forgetting that there was yet another superstar who was signed, and that was Urian Timber, the defender from Ajax Amsterdam, and also leaving alone Urian Timber, there's also another football player still who was signed. Urian Timber went for something that was slightly above £35 million, in 105 million superstar. That's Declan Rice, the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League. So let's hope really everything goes on quite well for the club Arsenal, and as Arsenal is trying to get the fourth signing of the season. Arsenal is closing up on a deal to sign a Brazilian superstar Bitello, and also we've got a story that is just coming up about Rafinha and him joining the club Arsenal. So I don't know where we should really start from. Where should we start from? Should we start about talking about Bitello, or should we start by talking about Rafinha? Let's start with Bitello. So you'll remember that Bitello is a midfielder and plays for Grêmio, and has been linked to the club Arsenal for a while now. At first we thought it was just speculation, but the technical director, now sporting director of Arsenal, Mr. Edu Gaspar, came out and has had to say a few things about the football star, and Mikel Arteta is also very interested in the football player, and it is reportedly said that this deal is almost accomplished and done, as it is a very cheap deal for the club Arsenal. And also a lot is really happening when it comes to transfers, with quite a lot of clubs hijacking other football players from football targets that are meant to be other football clubs players, really. Loads of hijacks are happening, and Arsenal could be facing a hijack if it doesn't do the Bitello deal very soon. But the positive thing is that Bitello wants a move to the club Arsenal, and the fact that Arsenal is set to spend something more than £150 million. I think £9 million for Bitello is just peanuts. When you look at £9 million and what he's got to offer, Arsenal should really run and get the superstar, Brazilian superstar. And you know what Brazilians are known for, playing quite well. So definitely it might be a very wonderful time for the club Arsenal. Interesting times for the club Arsenal. Do not forget that Arsenal finished second in the Premier League last season, and at this moment in time, Arsenal has been looking at reinforcing, major reinforcements, mainly in the midfield, and with the fact that Granit Xhaka confirmed his exit, he is no longer an Arsenal football player. He did for Bayer Leverkusen, despite the fact that in the beginning it was Bayern that was interested in him, but he ended up at Bayer Leverkusen. And he came out and said a few things hurtful to a number of Arsenal fans. He came out and said, really, one of the reasons as to why he chose not to play in the Premier League, despite the fact that clubs like Aston Villa had offered to sign him on a long-term contract. He turned down all the contracts that were in the Premier League, and he said he likes and he loves Arsenal so much, and it would be very difficult for him to play against Arsenal. And I really can understand, I can definitely understand that. So it's going to be a bit challenging for the club Arsenal to get these football players play the way Mikel Arteta wants them to play, because now it's three of them, and the fourth one is on the way, and the fifth one might be getting in. As Mikel Arteta confirmed that he's going to be making a wipeout, loads of football players really are going to be leaving the club. That definitely implies more money getting into the club and more signings. So the £9 million shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. I think £9 million for the club. Arsenal should sign the deal, because the superstar, the Gremio football player, is a very perfect one, a very good one, and we're gonna be seeing a number of clubs interested in him, are trying to put in bids for him. So I think it's the way to go. Get the football player, sign him as soon as possible. 9 million isn't a bad deal, but it's from a different reports. Arsenal has already agreed to sign him at that amount of money, and that's what the club. That's why the club Gremio asked for a Bitello. So let's hope really everything runs on quite well and goes in quite well. And yet, another football player to talk about, we're talking about the one and only Rafinha. It will be noted that Rafinha is he a Brazilian superstar again? Rafinha, yeah, he's Brazilian. All these two football players, Brazil magic, all these football players really, all of them being Brazilian football players. But Rafinha is a very good one. So it's been a long-term target for Manchester United. Also, the club Arsenal. Manchester United wanted him, but they failed. He failed when he was at Leeds United. Arsenal and Manchester United battled for Rafinha, but certainly he did not make a move to the Premier League. Instead, went to Barcelona. But at this moment in time, he's up for sale, already on the transfer market. And his transfer value on the transfer market is 40 million euros, and I think really Arsenal adding up a 40 million euros plus £9 million, really that's not a big deal. Arsenal should even will be having even much more money to spend. So a lot is going to be happening. A lot is definitely going to be happening, as we could be seeing Rafinha really making a wonderful move to the Premier League. He's not had the best of times at Barcelona. He's played for Barcelona quite good, but he's not had the best of times. That's why he's looking at a move away from Barcelona. And if he moves from Barcelona and gets to the club Arsenal, then that will be very, very good. That will be nice. Let's hope really everything will go on quite well and as planned for the football player, as we definitely are going to be seeing a few more things happening, as a number of football players are going to be joining the club Arsenal. There is a big number, big list, Mohamed Kudus being also one of them, and I'll be talking about Mohamed Kudus in another video because there's also big information I've got about Mohamed Kudus. But for now, the center of focus is on Rafinha and Bitello, and the two superstars really being very good football players, really. Them being added to the Arsenal squad, I think that would do the club Arsenal very well. And the person who's been running and chasing this deal is none other than the technical director of Arsenal, Mr. Edu Gaspar. Edu Gaspar wants this deal more than anybody else, and that's why the Bitello deal I'm talking about, that's why we're going to be seeing Bitello really making a magic move to the club Arsenal. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever I've got to bring to you As long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host, Abu KALS. So thank you and goodbye for now.